G'day, we're talking finishing life stories today on the show. How do you know when your life story project is finished? Now stay with me as I have a free gift at the end about how to record family stories. But let's jump into the show. It's an Ask Nicola series this week, and I get questions every week about recording life stories for family and friends. Today's question is, how do you know when you are finished a life story project? Now, I reckon there's 3 considerations you should keep top of mind. So let's jump into them. The first one is to do with editing. Now, you really want to make sure that you've put some time in to tighten, to polish your work, make sure that your themes, i.e. your messages of this project are really clear. They're going to be clear to your audience. So things like, making sure the complex sentences, they're sort of reduced, they're cut in half, they're simplified, not too many complex ideas in there. Your spelling and grammar is good. And you really want to look out for that red flag, anything defamatory. You don't want to get in trouble that way at all. So make sure you have a good look at that. But just know that a life story project is not going to be perfect. We're human. It can't be perfect. You can't find every single error. So don't put that expectation on yourself. Just make sure that you do your best. You get that sense that you're finished. Now the second consideration sort of links to that first, and that is, who is your audience? Who's this project going to be consumed by, or watched or read? Now this is going to help you decide if you're finished or not. So for example, if you're putting out a book through a publisher, for example, you're putting it up, self-publishing it for sale, versus you might be someone who's just, no, I'm doing it for my friends, for my family. That's 2 different audiences, okay? The one that's paying for it, they're going to want a really polished product. They don't want to be paying to read typos and rambling sentences. They want something that's of a higher standard because they're putting money on the table. But then if it's, self-published for your friends and family, you might be giving it to them for free, or you might just ask them to pay cost. They're not going to have these enormous high expectations. They're going to love you and celebrate you for doing this project, for getting it out in the world. They are not going to be worried too much about the odd typo. So deciding and thinking about who your audience, remember when you started this project, you had that in mind. Go back and have a think, yes, this project is for who, and that will help you decide how far you need to go on that editing process and whether you are really finished or not. Now finally, just wrapping up the show, the final consideration, the third one, is actually yourself. Now you have to think about your personality. This is going to influence when you think you are done. I'm a perfectionist. I never think I'm done. I'm always going to keep going and going and going when it really should have been done a while ago. Or you might be someone who's just super excited, busting to get this story, this project out into the world, and you're really just going to rush it. You're going to cut corners. It might come across a little bit sloppy. So what you're going to do is have a think about your personality and then adjust your project or your timelines to suit. So, for example, if you're a perfectionist like me, you're going to set yourself a deadline. Now that could be like some kind of launch party. It could be just, for a milestone, for example. Like I helped my grandmother get her book ready for her 100th birthday. So we had that to aim for. But if you're really excited and you're rushing along, then you might want to just sort of pause. Okay, really have a think about the editing and take a moment to make sure you get some quality in there as well. So there you go, that's the Ask Nicola Q&A for today. Amazing ways to finish your life story project today or really, really soon. So we've talked about the importance of editing, of knowing your audience, and of knowing yourself. What's your personality type? So you can get more on this topic. Go over to foreveryoungautobiographies.com/finish. That's my website where I have all this information so you can refer back to it, plus some helpful links to help you on your way. So before I go here, I want you to be excited about finishing your life story project, and let me know, how close are you to either starting or finishing a project? Could be an autobiography, could be a memoir, it could be a biography or something else. Let me know in the comments here or over at the website. Now at the top of the show I mentioned the free gift, which is free sections to the Your Family Story system. You can get that at foreveryoungautobiographies.com/free, All the links are in the show notes for you. Essentially, Your Family Story System is a step-by-step guide on how you sit down with a loved one, you interview them about their life, and then you compile that into a life story project. You can get the free sections, as I mentioned. Go check that out and see if it's for you. That's my gift to you today. Now, I'll be back again really soon with another topic. I'd be so grateful if you could follow, subscribe, like the show, leave it a review. And until then, happy writing.